Welcome to yoga. Welcome to the mat. There it is. All right, have a block handy for this practice today. If you don't have a block, you could use a rolled mat, a tightly folded towel, or a blanket. We're going to go into some deep core today, and which really means from like the upper thighs all around up to the armpits, but we'll be focusing on the lower body, hips and core today. So core integrity, hip fluidity, all that good stuff with integrity. So yeah, slowing it down a bit, finding some groundedness here at the end of our week. Have a very windy, stormy week. So first of all, give yourself a nice support in a seat. And we'll begin today once more with just smoothing the breath out. Breathing from the sky deep into the earth of your body. From your roots and back up through your spine, and at the end of the exhale, feel that natural, gentle lift of the pelvic floor and the navel that happens. Let it all soften as you inhale. And again, just observe the exhale and find that gentle hug, deep core as you exhale. Become as present with these subtle sensations as you can. As it feels good to you, you can begin to exaggerate that a bit. Really lift Mula Bandha, or the root lock, the pelvic floor, drawing up, almost like you're stopping yourself from peeing midstream. And with that, a little lift up and back of the navel. You could exaggerate that a bit more now at the end of the exhale. Again, let the inhale just happen. Long, slow exhales with a pause and hold at the end, deep core. And then let everything soften and expand on the inhale. We'll just do a few more breaths like that, really observing, listening inwardly. And stay with these long, smooth breaths. Maybe bring your hands to your heart and belly. Breathe into your roots once again. Let the breath lift your heart up. And follow any exhale to begin to just long sigh or tone out. Again, you'll feel that deeper engagement, maybe even more so here, of the root and the vibration of your body. A few breaths in this way. You could go ah or oh. One more. And take your time. Make your way to unfold slowly, and let's just come to lying on your back. Have your block within reaching distance. Again, we will use it very soon. As you come to lay down, first just hug your knees into your chest and give a little rock into your back body. Just a little side to side at first, and breathe your spine. Feel the breath that might want to sigh or yawn or deepen as you bring weight into the back body. We invite the nervous system to relax in this way a bit. And stay focused as much as you can on the evenness of breath, especially on the exhales and the sensations, and a little bit of effort there at the end of the exhale, especially to stay connected mindfully to deep core and the way that's connected to your breath. And as you're ready, let's just draw some circles with your hands on the knees around your sacrum. As inspired, after a few, switch directions. Please stay with that as you like, or take the knees in separate circles, wide and back together. Switch directions. Notice your jaw. Really stretch out your mouth, relax the mouth. And then squeeze your legs together and bring the legs to a 90-degree angle. So the knees are directly above the hips and the heels are straight out from the knees. And then bring the strong part of your palm, the butt of your palm there, to the upper inner thigh, not inner thigh, excuse me, feels like inner because it's the groin crease here. So to the groin crease, the top of the femur. And press into the femurs. As you press the femurs back into the hands, press, resist, and pull the low ribs back, navel back. Press, resist. If you want to turn the volume up on this, a few more breaths, maybe 5, curl the head and shoulders up. Press, resist. Pull those low ribs back to the earth, navel to the spine. And relax a moment, just let your feet land, rest your hands on your body. Big breaths. So hopefully there you got some warmth in the deep core. You can feel like into muscles that we're aiming forward there. And now we're going to go just a little higher up into the core here. And same shape of the legs. You'll bring your block to the thighs, just kind of above midway between the heads of the femurs and the knees, above midway towards the knees. And press the elbows into the block. Head could be on the floor if you need to. If you can, head and shoulders are up. Hands could be pointed towards the head or towards the ceiling. And again, press, resist, press, resist, press, resist. Every exhale, navel back, and pull those low ribs into the back. And take your time. Unwind slowly. We'll squeeze onto the block. Spin the block down to the earth. Reach your tailbone out through the knees. Press into your heels and lift up. Again, really squeeze that block and pour it down to the earth. Reach the tailbone out to the knees. Lift the navel. Lift your chest. Lift your chin. So we don't want any back bend in the lower back here. We're really looking to lengthen it out with both actions of spinning block down and reaching tailbone long. Keep your chin lifting. One more big breath. And slowly release the hands. Next exhale and ripple your spine slowly down to the earth. Take pause, big breath. Remove your block, and we're going to come back to the 90-degree setup. block above mid-thigh, elbows to the block. And now you could do any of the variations that we did last time. So if this one is too much, or stay with this, or extend the right leg out about 45-degree angle. Pull the navel back, pull the low ribs back. Reset as needed, and second side. Whee! There's your deep core, and we'll bring the block in between the thighs. Squeeze onto the block. Spin the block down towards the earth. Lengthen the spine out. Shoulders on the back. Reach the tailbone out through the knees. Try to take any arch out of the low back. Maybe a little natural curve there, of course, but we're not going into any back bend in the low back. Just opening heart, lengthening lower spine. Keep the chin lifting. Couple more big breaths here. Slowly unwind. Release the block, put it off to the side for a moment. And hug your knees in. Big breath into the back body. Legs up into the air. Open the legs slightly and then swoop the right leg around the left. Hook the right toes behind the left Achilles if you can. Otherwise, you could press into the outsides of the calves or just outsides of the knees there, whatever's available to you. And squeeze onto the legs. Make like you're trying to break them apart. Keep your ankles really, really flexed to protect the toes here. And then little pull on the legs, just like an eagle when we're standing. Inhale and stretch the arms up. If the right leg's on top, right arm over the top, big hug. You could stay in this hug or spiral the arms, eagle arms. Feel the strength of the outer hips and deep core as you play with pulling the legs apart there. And press into the arms. Feel that strength in the shoulders. And inhale, reach the toes and the fingers as far away from each other as you can, making like a long, tall eagle. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the elbows and the knees to each other. Inhale, press like you're going to break everything apart. Reach fingers and toes away. And then exhale and curl in and squeeze. Feel that squeeze of the legs the whole time. Let's just do a few more. Unwind the arms, keep the setup of the legs, land the feet. So if your right leg's on top, the left heel is going to land first. Just trust me, that's the left heel. If the right leg's on top, press into whatever foot is there. It's the left foot. Your right hip shifts over to the side, over to the right. And then that left knee comes across. And just roll over onto your left side. Press that top hip down by pressing the head of the femur down. Lengthen the top arm up. You can stay here and just breathe the side body long, or flow that top arm open. And this is the safest twist here for the low back and the SI joint, with the legs connected in this way. We keep the SI joint connected. And roll as far as you can onto the right ear, or the direction of your top leg. Long exhales, bringing up. Take your time. When you come back to center, unwind the legs just part way, so you're an ankle over knee shape. Keep the left foot standing on the floor and that right ankle over the thigh. Flex the top foot strongly so the ankle is straight and strong. And again, bring the strong part of the hands to the heads of the femurs. Push the heads of the femurs away. Lengthen the spine. Chin down, spine long. And then just breathe out, tractioning there for the low back. Please stay with that as you like, or pick up the setup of the legs, interlace through center and around the outside, holding the lower leg, and pull that bottom leg towards center as you ease the left thigh away with your elbow and actively draw those right toes back. And big breaths here in the nose. You can rock and roll this around or just play with the opposite actions of pull, press. And take your time. Unwind the legs. Hug the knees in. Big breath as you neutralize. And then inhale, stretch the legs up to the sky. You can play with pointing, flexing your ankle circles after all that tension in the ankles. And then let's spin left leg around the right. Hook those left toes or your second side, or press knees or calves. And then same arm on top as your leg, so big hug or spiral eagle arms. Squeeze and press into those hooks of the arms and legs like you're trying to break them apart. You could even just stay with this. Feel all the things that get strengthened right here. And as you're ready, inhale and reach, fingers and toes away from each other. And exhale, curl and tuck in, pulling that navel back. And just swallow your breath, just 4 more. Take your time. When you're done, unwind the arms, land your feet or foot, just that bottom one will land. If the left leg's on top, you're going to shift that left hip over to the left, towards that left shoulder side. And then let that left thigh come across body as you roll onto your right. And push that top thigh bone down, again pressing into the groin crease. Stretch that arm up. Get your side body and spine as long as you can. You could stay there, or slowly flow that top arm open. Roll onto that left ear and breathe here. And please stay longer if your body asks you to, or slowly unwind. Come back to center, to ankle over knee, standing on the right or bottom foot. Flex that top ankle and press the heads of the femurs away again. Little dip in the chin, long, long spine. And then relax the shoulders. So if the arms in any way that have your shoulders really resting on the earth. And unwind the legs, hug them in, just with the knees, not using the arms. And then let's flex and point, and flex and point and circle. All right, and point the toes, legs as straight as you're able, as bent as you need. And now really slow and steady. Imagine like you've got TheraBands or elastics holding your legs together, but we really want to draw some circles on the ceiling. And let's do that. Make like you're drawing just like a teacup or a teacup plate, a tea saucer size circle. So there's lots of slow control. And then let's go just a little wider. Draw a dinner plate. Use your breath to keep exhaling and pulling the navel down. Keep that sacrum rooted. Nice and slow. Little resistance there in the opening and the closing. Really slow, like a big dinner plate. And then, as inspired, you could go a little wider, maybe like a tire, bike or a car tire. So maybe that's a big jump too. It could be smaller. It's just what occurred to me here today. If the point gets a little much, you could flex, but do keep some muscular action in the legs, either pointed or flexed or pointed, as long as there's some action in the feet and the legs. Moving with the breath. There may be a little rock of the pelvis, a little brief lifting and lowering of the lumbar curve, but we don't want to be letting it pop up. So a little breath in there behind the low back curve, great. And then switch directions. Again, we're going for that wheel or tire size. And maybe it's starting to get just a little bigger, like a wagon wheel, like an old school wagon wheel, not like a child's wagon. Or like a beach ball, a big one. Maybe you feel steady enough there. So just know that if it's shaking a little bit, if there's a lot of heat, if you want to stop what you're doing, you're probably doing the right thing. And if you're going big and just kind of drawing some circles, then you may not be toning in the way that we're looking for here. So please slow it down. Use your exhale in the hardest part as the circles start to get bigger. The legs are going to start dropping down more. Really use that effort there. Exhaling, navel back, low ribs to the earth. Slow and steady. Bigger circles as inspired, maybe like hula hoop sizes. Remember that resistance really in both directions. So you've got elastics connecting the legs and the legs to the wall. And switch directions with the big circles. We just got about 5 or so more breaths. Slow them down. And take your time. Once you're done, you could step the feet as wide as your mat and inhale both knees to one side as you reach up through the arms, and exhale, navel back, knees through center. If there is back injury here, please take this super slow. So just make sure it doesn't trigger it in any way. We just want to use this to stretch out the groins as all those muscles got really toned along with the core there. Most of us need a little more softness in the groin muscles, at least lengthening. So here's that. A few more breaths, 3 or 4, whatever you need to even out. And when you're ready, come on either to center, rock and roll, forward and back to come to hands and knees, or just roll to one side and drape on through, make your way to hands and knees. And at first, let's just go into child's pose. Press your hips back, strong core, long spine. Give your tail a little wiggle wag there. Inhale, press out through the hands in front of you, hands as wide as the shoulders, spread those fingers out. And next exhale, lift from the navel and roll up. Slide the hands under the shoulders, knees under hips, and actively pull the shoulder blades down the back. Engage into the core like you're putting a really strong corset on. Keep the ribs and the hips connected here. All right, we're going to play slowly here. So inhale, pick the right knee up, and then exhale, push that right knee straight back. Notice that when you do this, the low ribs, the navel, the belly may want to drop out here. Well, we're not going to do that. So just play with pushing straight back. You could work on fingertips here. You could work on forearms if you need to. You could hold on to blocks. So the hold is a little different than being on the flat palms. And we're just tucking in. You could curl all the way in if it's right for you. And then just press straight back. Let's just do one more of those. And then at the back, reach through heel, reach through head, square the hips up, lift the navel, pull your low ribs into the back body, just like on our floor core work, and pulse that right leg. 10, 9, lifting it up just a few inches. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that top knee, press the heel to the sky, lift the navel, lift the low ribs, don't drop out at the waist for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep control of the core here. It's neutral, steady, strong hip circles. Slow hip circles. Notice the parts you want to rush through. That's where the weakness is. That's where we want to slow down even more. After a few in one direction, switch directions. After a few in that direction, hug the knee in. Inhale, flex the foot. Exhale, kick out to the side and hold. Pulse lifting that leg up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knee into the nose. Curl in, shift forward. Land that knee inside the right hand. And let's just give all that we just toned a little stretch out. So finding a balanced action walk, the back foot back. Lengthen the arms forward. Press your hips back at the spine as long as you can here. There should be 0 back knee pain. So, definitely no back knee pain, no front knee pain. There should be no knee pain. So little pull is okay. Warmth, good. Sharp pain at all, get out. Long spine. Rest the head. Relax the neck. Bow into yourself. You could lay on the leg or inside of it. You can keep some muscular action in the foot to protect the ankle and knee. If you have more space there and you want to, you could bring the foot up towards the height of the knee so the shin is parallel with the front of the mat. I'm not going to do that right now. It feels really good where I'm at. You do what's right for you. You've got about 5 more breaths. Again, really notice your mouth, soft jaw, soft tongue. Following the inhale to slowly unfurl and take your time. You can move back to child's pose or to rolling that hip out, any little movements that you need to juice up those joints again. In the next couple of breaths, we're going to meet back on all fours. Take your time getting there. Strong core, long spine again. Get that strong corset on. Engage through the navel. Allow the fingertips, come up onto them or to the forearms if you need to. If the wrists start getting tired, pull, inhale, knee up towards the chest, maybe to the nose, and exhale, push straight back without letting the ribs or waist drop out. Really focus on that strong corset, even as you pulse this leg in and out with the breath. Find as much length as you can without any back bending. Maybe next time that you get to the back, reach through heel and head, foot just like at hip height there. Strong hands, strong core. Keep those ribs and navel engaged and connected. And pulls that back heel, back leg straight. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, pull the low ribs and navel in. Kick the foot to the sky. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep that stability in the core and big hip circles. Slow, 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 slow and steady. Slow as you can. After a few in one direction, take your time and switch directions. After a few in that direction, hug the knee in. Inhale, flex the foot, and exhale, kick out to the side and pulse out to the side, straightest leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee in, inside that front, same hand. Walk the back foot back as far as you can. Squeeze those inner thighs, puff up the chest. I didn't do this part last time because for some of us, I'm avoiding back bendy stuff. So please don't worry about doing that unless your body asks you to. I guess mine was. And we'll lengthen the spine out. And we'll press the hips back, reach the back leg back. Long, long spine. Find a rest for your head on or inside that front leg. And again, any variations of that knee wider, heel higher towards the height of the knee. Resting as needed onto any props so the ankle can be straight and strong. And send the breath into those sensational areas. Long, slow, deep breaths. Last breath or two. Please stay longer as you like. Unwind in the way that's right for you. It could be more active or slow. And as inspired, we're going to ever so slowly make our way back, maybe through child's pose, and ultimately into downward dog. So just go to down dog when you're ready. We're going to find a wide-legged down dog once you get there. Step the feet about as wide as your mat, if it's a regular size mat, and then pull back strongly from the core. Bend the knees deep and wide and keep pulling back from the core. A long, long spine. And then keep the spine as long as you can. And if you're working with sciatica, don't do this part. Otherwise, straighten the legs. Bend the knees deep and wide. Hips pull way, way back. Chest between the thighs. A long spine. Try to keep it long. Stay and breathe there. Or straighten the legs. And let's go 2 or 3 more times. Just pulsing. Deep squat in your down dog. And then straightening if it's right for your body today. When we have sciatica, we don't want to work the hamstrings long. It tends to pull on that nerve. And take your time. Next time you bend deep into the knees, walk the hands back and just come into your malasana or yogic squat. Press the thighs wide. Lift the heart. Relax the mouth. We're going to play with some options here that could be, they're good core strengthening, they're good arm strengthening as well. It could be great low back release, but if you're wanting to just stay more mellow today, they might not be for you. So some options, you could use the right arm to press right thigh wide, open left arm to the sky, just play with more stretch there. Otherwise, a little more strength into core and hips. We're going to get the knees as high as you can on the shoulders or triceps, hands as wide as the shoulders, and claw the earth and slowly lift from deep core, pelvic floor, navel. Keep lifting from hips, deep core, pelvic floor, navel, slow and gentle until the feet get light. Squeeze the knees and push back into that squeeze. Pull from deep core. And that's how you find your crow or crane ultimately is from that lift of the pelvic floor and deep core. No hopping, just looking forward between the hands, pulling up slow and steady from the deep core until maybe the feet get light. You might even start to feel like your hips are lifting so high that you're going to dump yourself forward onto your head. And that's usually when the feet are about ready to pick up there. And take your time. Once you're done, we'll make our way through a forward fold. Again, if forward folds aren't right for you today, hips back, and you could come up through Utkatasana to stand. And just take pause in standing. Feel that strength in your legs and your roots. Make sure your hip points now, your middle knees and your middle toes are equidistant. We'll work from this setup. And then slowly we'll bend into the knees and slide the hands down the outsides of the legs. We're going to bring hands to the thighs above the knees and push into the thighs as you push your thighs back into the hands. Press, resist, navel back 5. Forward fold or right up to stand if forward folding is not for you today. Again, root to rise, lift your arches, knees, quads, navel, roll or fly on up. Take your time. Root to rise, unfurl yourself to the sky and gather up the sky. And center it in. Hands to the heart. Lift the heart to the hands and pour the weight into the right foot. Keep the core energy hugging in and up, all the musculature in and up. Bring right hand to hip and left hand to the upper inner thigh. If you need to use a wall, if you need to, toes back to the earth. As much as you're able to, get that heel really high and equally and actively push the foot and the thigh into one another. Strong, strong press and externally rotate that top thigh. Hug in. The arch is lifted on the standing leg, but the knee is bouncy. Push the hands together at the heart. Work the shoulders on the back. Soften your drishti, that one pointed focus with the eyes. And long, smooth breaths. Feel how you squeeze in. You can feel those glutes working. The deep core, inner thighs. Lift your pelvic floor to support your balances always. You could stay here, or that press you gave your hands, how it widened the shoulders. Try to keep that as you reach the arms up. Long, slow breaths. Try to find that samadhi or your meditative breath again, evening out. Length of exhale. Length of inhale with a little pause, and become as present as you can for the sensations of the breath. Soften your shoulders. Hug strong to center. Keep that hug now, even as you bring the knee forward. Keep that squeeze to center. And let's press the leg slowly back into warrior three. Level out as much as you can, front to back, side to side. Spread those back toes and pull them into the core. Inhale there. As you exhale, step back as far as you can. Square your hips up, press them down, squeeze those inner thighs together, and squeeze the open side glutes back. So wrap your body onto the back and feel that breath into the front of the hip flexors. Arms could come up here, reaching out through back heel and up through arms. Play with that if you want more side body stretch. Take hold of the open side wrist and lift up and over to the front knee side. Inhale as you exhale, keep that squeeze to center, but drop the back heel down. Interlace or hook the hands and pull. Inhale, open heart, feel into the outside of the back foot, lift the arch and reach the heart forward. Dive in. Keep those inner thighs squeezing, pelvic floor lifting. Feet are strong, inner thighs are strong. Relax the neck. Next exhale, hands down inside the front leg. Squeeze the inner thighs, claw the fingers. Hug strong to the core, big inhale, and open, slow and steady that right leg out to the side. Slow and steady, straight leg back to plank. Inhale, strong core, long spine and plank. You can move through your vinyasa or just back to downward dog. If back bending's not for you, skip to the cobra. If hamstring stretching is not for you, skip the down dog or bend the knees deeply. Come back to your squat. And take your time. Roll or fly up in the way that's right for your body today. Root to rise. Feel your feet, your breath. Gather up the sky. Center in. Pour the weight into your left foot or your second side. Slide that right foot up the inseam. Vrikshasana or tree pose. Squeeze the midline as much as you can. Really strong hug to center and externally rotate that right knee. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Use a wall if you need to. Find this hug and feel just how that whole kind of girdle, I guess now it's called, strengthens the whole hip girdle here. And externally rotate that right knee and squeeze in. As inspired, you could press into the hands first. Really get the shoulders on the back. Lift the heart, ears over shoulders. And as inspired, keep that strength and width and reach the arms up, but soften the shoulders. And long, slow, deep breaths. Take your time. Inhale right, follow any exhale to just draw that right knee in. Steady here as you hug to core. Inhale. Keep that hug to core as you slowly transition into warrior three, pushing back. Inhale, exhale as you very slowly transition and step back. Square up, squeeze to center, front knee right over the ankle, squeeze those right glutes back, wrapping open that front psoas. Keep the hug of the inner thighs. Stretch the arms up. Maybe you reach the back heel and take hold of that right wrist as you arch up and over, lengthen the side body. Inhale up, back heel down, arms down. Pull those feet, lifting the arches, hugging inner thighs. Open heart, big breath. Lead with the heart forward, humble warrior. Clasp the hands overhead, relax the neck. Keep that hug, inner thighs magnetized. Left hip pulling back, right hip forward. Deep, full breath, soft neck. Stay as you like, or any exhale, hands to the ground, back heel up, squeeze to center, finding that buoyancy. Inhale as you exhale, open that left leg out to the side, straight, strong, slow as you can, all the way back to plank. Inhale your plank, exhale back to child's pose, down dog, or through mindful vinyasa. Inhale and stretch your dog back or your child back, wherever you are. Let's make our way into Balasana or child's pose. You might flow the hands back behind you. You could even play with holding a wrist on your lower back. You could have a couple breaths holding one wrist and then a couple holding the other. Switch as inspired. Just really bring some weight, a bit of grounding energy into the low back. And simply breathful here, or Brahmari, base breath. Please stay in child's pose longer if this is feeling like a good place for you. Or take your time to slowly roll through to any easy seat, maybe just rolling up to sit on the knees or between the knees if you're feeling it. Between the heels, that is, as well. Any easy seats, eyes closed and awareness inward. Play with lengthening the breath by first extending the exhale. Draw the inhale down into your tailbone. Gentle lengthening of the exhale. And draw the inhale down into your sits bones. Gentle lengthening of the exhale. And draw your inhale down into your feet. Gentle lengthening of the exhale, little hug into that deep core. Mula bandha lifts up, navel contracts slightly. Inhale into your low belly, low back. Gentle extension of the exhale. Inhale the length of your spine. And just feel that sense of grounding. Count the length of your next exhale. And pause in the emptiness. Let the inhale just happen. Count the length of your next exhale. Pause in the emptiness. Try to bring the inhale to an equal length as your exhale. Pause in the fullness. Count the length of the exhale. Ideally, it's somewhere around 4 to 6. This could also be a mantra that's about 4 to 6 seconds long. I am all light. I am joyfully dancing spring. Whatever it might be for you. Breathe out on the exhale and the inhale. If and when it becomes comfortable for you, you could extend those pauses at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale to the same count or mantra. Holding the breath out, equal length. Holding the breath in, equal length. You stay counting or mantraing as long as you like, or slowly release any efforting. Just notice the natural rhythm of the breath and the subtle sensations that move and change with each breath. rest in this spacious awareness and meditation. As long as you're able, you could move slowly to drape down into any final resting shape when you're ready. Or maybe you're coming back into your day, and when you do that, please just come back to intentional, deeper inhales and let the inhale inspire you forward. I will leave you to rest in spacious awareness. Deepen the breath and let your breath lead you to what's next. Thank you so much for your presence and your practice. Namaste. Namago.